Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Nation's Corner. I am Front Row, welcoming also Mongrovian Mike, all the way from Monrovia, Long Island, Tony Justice, the greatest truck driver of all time, and Debhausen, the great and powerful. It's WrestleMania. What's up?
Yes.
What's going on? How about it? WrestleMania Day. Yeah.
Woo!
Well, it's not only WrestleMania, but we're on like night 3 of just nonstop wrestling. There was collective shows, there was Circle 6 shows, there was just a million and one different things. Ring of Honor. Oh, we got the New Japan Impact show. Too much to cover on tonight's show, so we're just going to probably talk about our picks and predictions for WrestleMania. But I did want to just give a quick spotlight to, and I know you guys all saw this too. Josh Barnett's Bloodsport was phenomenal on Thursday. If you have Fight Plus, that $5 charge for Fight Plus more than paid for itself this month because there's a boatload of good stuff on there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Bloodsport was amazing. Every single match was so good. I'm really happy that I got that Fight Plus.
Yeah. Oh, really? For sure. Cheers to Speedball Mike Bailey. He's the star of the GCW collective and wrestling this past week. I mean, if he's not going over, he's getting someone else over, and he's over as fuck, as they say in the business.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, man. And
yeah.
God, how many bangers is this guy going to have in the past few days?
All of them.
Seriously.
He doesn't have bad matches.
Since we're cheersing, we might as well cheers to Busted Open and them having a hell of a party over there in LA that Trenda got to be at. Shout out to Trenda. And Zito and Amir. You know, shout out to all y'all out there. Y'all, I mean, I can't wait I'm gonna go listen to it again.
Yeah.
I mean, that show was awesome. I wish could have been there, you know, but hey, there's always Philly.
There's always Philly.
Yeah.
Always Philly.
Already planning.
And their parties get bigger and better every year. This year they had some really cool guests. They always have cool guests, but it was like crazy. And they had all the hosts in one spot, which was super cool. Even Ryan was there, Mother Marissa, Violetta, and it sounded like the people that were there were super cool. Like everybody was big energy, lots of good chants. Nobody was being shitty. It was, and Bully was drunk. Pretty much.
They were booing Mark when he wouldn't stage dive. He wouldn't crowd surf.
Yeah.
So do you blame him? He doesn't trust anybody to catch him and hold him up.
The guy that voted against him the other day for punching him in the face was in that crowd, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's the guy Bully wanted to do a shot with, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but if you heard what I think Dave mentioned this the other day, Bully can somehow manage to drink like pretty much a whole bottle of liquor without being like fall down, as they say. Like he's a fun drunk, but he's still coherent and functional. Like I don't know how he does that.
He knows how to have a good time.
Apparently, lots of practice.
Yeah,
lots of practice.
Bully was lit up like a Christmas tree. I agree, Steven.
Yep.
Steven knows a thing or two about being lit as well.
He even tried to get Thunder over onto the psychiatrist couch, which was a lot of fun.
Yes. Yes, that was really funny.
Yeah. Oh, I see we have someone. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We've got
Germany.
Loki from Germany.
Wow.
What's up?
Thank you for joining us tonight.
We're international. What's going on?
I see Neil. I see Ezra's live from C2E2.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
His cosplay group is out there doing some really cool stuff. They had a booth out there this weekend.
He debuted a new character, I believe.
Yep.
He
see
debuted
John
Bray Wyatt.
Seth. See Tony. Neil, everybody's in the chat. Mrs. Front Row is here. Present. There she is.
Present and accounted for. Yep.
The OGMFR.
Doing his cosplay thing at C2E2.
He's doing Bray Wyatt.
Crew doing cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because I saw Trenda was sending us pictures and video from hanging out with the Nation in line this afternoon. waiting to go into the Whiskey A Go-Go. And then there was just tons of pictures and video. Even after they went off the air, I think there was some karaoke. I saw Thunder, I saw Mickey, I saw some of the other hosts were all doing karaoke, having so. Man, it looked like an awesome time. So congratulations to everybody for putting on another great event. Congratulations to Dave, of course, for starting this whole thing 14 years ago and bringing us all together, which is super cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Shout out
He's
to the
godfather.
Discord people that all were there too across the
a
beginning.
bunch of Discord people.
Yeah, I'm happy for
the
anyone who was able to go to any shows this weekend. It's always a blast.
Awesomeness.
Yeah. There's obviously too much to go to. You can't do everything, but it looks like everybody's having a good time. So we are here. We are just roughly 2 hours away from the start of WrestleMania. I think the kickoff is either at 6 or 7. I'm not really sure. The start of the show is at 8, I believe. So why don't we go through the card? We're not going to hit everything because there's just too much to cover in one show. But let's start with what's been advertised as the kickoff for the whole weekend, which is this match, Austin Theory versus John Cena. It's had a little bit of a build, short build. Cena had the one promo thing with Austin Theory, and it was pretty good. So I want to get your thoughts on this because I can see this going a couple different ways. But let's start with you, Mike. Where do you think this is going to go, and is this Cena's only appearance?
Yeah, he's gonna. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious he's there to put Austin over. But is it going to be? Is he going to win the belt for a short period and have him come chase it again? I don't know. I'm kind of happy with him as a champ. I'd like to see him do something dastardly. Of course, he's not going to pin Cena clean in WrestleMania, especially with the shit talking heel that he is right now. But I saw him on Wheel of Fortune this past week, and he did great. They won, so he's good at that.
Well, that's good. Awesome. He needed a little extra money, so that's good for him.
Yeah.
He had to go on a game show to get, just a little.
Yeah, I see Cena going over.
Hopefully, he won one of those trips. That'd be cool. A little 4 days in Vegas or something.
Actually, the guy won. The guy that he was with that night won. And hey, this is wrestling related. What the hell? So don't complain, people. And the guy looked like your typical, like we would run into anywhere at a wrestling show. You he's a wrestling fan, and he was there with Austin, and he wound up winning and going and guessing it he didn't guess at the end, but he won a substantial amount of cash before the big thing at the end. But
guess right?
Why not?
We're live,
she's stealing someone else's gimmick.
Yeah. Hi, Ashley.
Oh my god, that's
Did she drink?
It might be.
She might be. Yeah.
I think she did that. I think she did that just to pop us.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. All right. So Deb, your thoughts on this real quick? I know we got a ton of stuff to cover, so
I am super excited that this match is the first match. I think that was the absolute best decision to have, because it's customary that the champion comes out second, the challenger comes out first. So we're gonna kick off WrestleMania with Cena's entrance. And that is gonna get the crowd on just the right, start off on the right note. Get them excited, like Cena's entrance. Even if you're not a big fan of Cena, that Cena entrance is fantastic. That song hits, those trumpets hit. It's gonna be awesome. I do think the Austin Theory is gonna keep it.
So that's an interesting point because there are no matches on the pre-show, right? On the kickoff, which I think they have done the last year or two. And I think it's a smart call because so many times, if you're in the first hour of the pre-show and you have a match, there's 30% of the people in the arena, maybe. So you kind of get screwed out of having a full stadium full of people for your match.
Right.
I mean, you get the payday and it's all great and everything, but Even The Miz, if you remember a number of years back, I think it was on SummerSlam, maybe, there was very few people in the arena when he had that kickoff match, and it sucked. He was sort of making fun of it live in the ring, like, we're all the people.
Yeah.
So, you're going to start off, everybody has all the pre-show time to file in, get ready. 8 o'clock, the show hits, you get Cena's entrance, boom. I heard a theory, I think Sam Roberts talked about this on Busted Open this week. His theory is that Cena wins, gets that title, and rejuvenates the U.S. title open challenge on Monday, and here we get Braun Breaker as a debut.
Oh,
which I would not be mad at.
No, not at all.
The only problem I see with that is, like, you've spent a lot of time building up Austin Theory. A loss to John Cena isn't the worst thing in the world for anybody, but
right.
But Cena has punked him out so hard. Like, at this point, I think he has to win. But okay, so let's go over to the next match. We've got this 8-man tag, and this is Strowman and Ricochet, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and Viking Raiders. To me, this match is built for Street Profits, but I do think that Strowman and Ricochet have an interesting dynamic. So, Tony, your thoughts on this one?
I agree with you, Front Row, that it's built for the Street Profits to win it, but I think that we could see a moment happen that I don't think anybody's thinking about. Yes, you're right. Braun Strowman and Ricochet have a good dynamic, and they've been getting some wins under their belt lately. Street Profits have been, of course, Montez.
Yes.
Of course, he is built to be a singles superstar. He is just over as F. And I can see maybe the Street Profits lose, and out of frustration, Montez turn on his partner and go his own way as a heel, because I think he will be a standout star as a heel singles. And I think that's the way we could see them, that happen with Montez. I just hope, if that happens, I hope Angelo Dawkins is good on his own and doesn't fall on the wayside of Tucker. With, Otis and Tucker, when they split, Otis went his own way. Of course, he's back with Alpha Academy, but Otis could be a single star too, and I think that's happening as well. So, but yeah, I would have said Street Profits, but I'm going to lean more towards Braun and Ricochet coming out the victors tonight.
So two things. I think Dawkins has really, first of all, he's transformed himself physically over the last year. He's in phenomenal shape. He has a lot more chemistry, a lot more personality in promos and stuff lately. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, we will call you out, Ashley, every time. All right, let's look at this next match. So this is one of the matches I'm having trouble predicting, and it's one of the things that I wanted to mention at the top of the show. We talk about a lot of pay-per-views, especially WrestleMania. They build a storyline. You kind of know where they're headed, and sometimes the satisfaction is when they give you what you want or what you expect to happen. You're like, well, that's the right thing to happen. This time around, for me, most of the matches I'm having trouble picking, which I think is a really, really good thing. A lot of the stories they're telling, you can choose your own adventure with each one of these, especially with these main title feuds. So with this women's 6-way, we have Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus. By the way, that is a super group if I've ever seen one. And so they're facing Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. I could put a case for either of these teams going into Monday Night Raw, into the Raw after Mania. So, Deb, your thoughts on this, and who do you see winning this one?
I think that I think that Becky and Trish and Lita are going to win. I just don't see Damage Control taking it. I know, most of us haven't been too thrilled with the Damage Control storyline thus far. Becky's promo last week did make me, more invested in this match. But I still think that Becky and Trish and Lita take it.
Okay, Mike.
Oh, I see. I see. Damage control needing damage control. I think they're gonna. They're gonna implode maybe tonight, and I see. Becky and Lita taking the belt. Bringing it tomorrow and losing them tomorrow, maybe to or the Monday after, the Raw after. I see them losing the belts then. I don't see them having a long run, only because it's Lita and
Well, I don't believe this is for the titles, is it?
No, it's not for the titles, but I see them going over tonight, but I see them losing the belts on Monday Night Raw. I see them losing the belts in the future. Nobody in this match tonight. I see them losing the belts to Shayna and Ronda.
Mongrovian, is it a liter of Coke or a liter of Pepsi? Which is it?
Huh?
He didn't even realize he called Lita leader.
Well, she is the leader. Lita's the leader.
That's a good point. We have to remember. We have to remember that Lita owes Becky a receipt, so that could happen tonight.
Yeah.
But okay, so this next match harkens back to last night. We have Rey Mysterio versus Dominic. And for those of you that watched the Hall of Fame last night, we talked about this on our last show. Will they incorporate a storyline into a Hall of Fame speech? Probably not, because they don't want to ruin Rey's moment. But it was done so perfectly with Rhea and Dominic just sitting and just not standing for Rey. And then they, as Rey's starting to give his speech, they stand up and leave. It accomplished a couple of things. It teased the storyline without ruining the entire speech, but it also gave Dominic and Rhea the opportunity to go backstage and just enjoy the speech and experience and react without having to stay in character. I thought it was really smart, and I liked the way it was done, and I also like Conan's little dig at, as part of that storyline as well. But who do you think comes out on this one, Tony?
Well, this match, I mean, even though we've seen it coming for some time, been building, kind of got thrown at us, and it's like, yes, this has become all of a sudden one of the main attraction matches for WrestleMania this year. You want to see Rey go over, but you also know that Dom is the young upstart that needs the rub and needs it. And they can do so much with Rey if this is his last match per se, and do something with the mask and traditional whatever. But you also don't want to see Dom desecrate anything. As being a heel, you'd expect the heel to desecrate tradition. What's tradition? But I do think Rey's going to go over because it's just going to be the period at the end of this story, because you don't want to see this story go on forever, so I think Rey's going to go over on Dom.
Yeah, I'm going to give a quick shout out to Brian in the chat. Brian's stuck at the mechanics. You are missing the kickoff. The kickoff's at 6 Eastern, 5 Central. So it's a 2-hour kickoff that started about 20 minutes ago, but really all the juicy stuff happens at 8. So you'll be fine.
Juicy.
You said it, not me. No, wait, I didn't. Deb, I know you've been a big fan of Rhea and the way that she's been building, so do you think she gets involved in this match at all, knowing that she has another, she has her title match with Charlotte later on?
I don't know. That's hard to say, because storyline wise, she should get involved somehow. But if she has a match later on in the evening, we don't know which match is coming first, right?
Right.
We don't know that.
No.
So, her match could be over by then, or could be still to come. But yeah, I think it would make sense for her to get involved in some way. That's been the whole story so far, is that she's kind of the catalyst in kind of egging Ray on, or not Ray, Dom, like egging him on and trying to get him to do these things. So yeah, I think she gets involved in some way. I'm just really loving what she's doing. She looks fantastic. Just her whole character right now is just so great, and it's what we wanted from her when she first came up to the main roster and didn't get.
Yeah, and to me, it's something I think that we've sort of noticed is that Rhea and Dom have emerged as essentially Judgment Day. Like Finn, I guess, was kind of the leader, but he's sort of fallen to the back. He's in that storyline with Edge.
Yeah.
Damian Priest isn't really doing. I don't think he's involved in anything tonight, right? No,
I don't think so.
So you've got this 4-person faction with only really 2 people as prominent figures in this storyline, which is fine. I think
Yeah.
in this match, I think it makes sense for Ray to lose because that puts his son over.
Right.
And I think that Rhea is either involved. If she wins the title earlier in the night, then she comes out with the title. But I actually think that match is going to main event, so that probably won't make sense. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, I think Ray will win or will lose, just like you said. It would make sense for him to put his son over, especially if he's seemingly on kind of the last leg of his career. He's passing the Mysterio torch down to his son. I think I mentioned this on Zoom like a week or so ago. If at some point in whatever storylines they go, that Ray gets a title, how fucking fantastic would that visual be of Ray or Rhea and Dom walking down the ramp together? They look so good doing their entrance together to begin with. They're about the same height. They're about the same build, honestly. So they just look like matching twins walking down the ramp together. So how awesome would it be if they both have titles and they do their entrance with those big purple angel wings behind them, and they just look badass, like as a pair, both with titles.
Yeah, I agree. It would be cool. Obviously, it's a long way between Dom and the title right now, but
Right.
we shall see.
He'll get there.
If you're in the chat, let us know what your picks and predictions are here. I see RA's in the chat. I see Chris is in the chat. RJ, Ashley, a ton of people here.
Mm-hmm.
So
we got a full house tonight.
We do.
Oh, yeah.
We do, especially
Woo!
on this.
And since we got a full house, all of you better click that thumbs up button. All of you. I'm looking at you. All of you. Click that thumbs up button. And if you're not already, click that subscribe.
Yes. That's right.
And
Do
share.
it
Ditto.
now.
Get on
Ditto.
it.
And share it.
Okay. So
And share.
next. So I'm just running down the card as it's listed in the wiki. We don't know what the match order is going to be, with the exception of kickoff and the main event of night 2. Everything else is sort of it's a maybe.
At best.
At best.
There we go. Thanks. Okay, so the next match, you guys know I'm not a fan of Logan Paul at all. I know he's super athletic. I know he's impressed people with his previous matches. I just don't like him, so I'm not necessarily hyped for this match. But I will say, Seth Rollins has not so quietly built himself a Hall of Fame career and is one of the absolute best performers in the world, in the ring, on the mic, character work. And I'm really, really glad that in this feud, they acknowledge the fact that Paul is the heel. Like, he gets booed. Initially, they tried to, let me bring the graphic up. So they tried to make him the good guy, and the crowd said, no, we're not doing that. Seth Rollins is our guy. We all sing to his music. We love Seth Rollins, and that's the direction they went with. So I'm happy for Rollins to have a high-profile match. It'll be a good match. It definitely will be a good match. I would love to see Seth Rollins go over here. Tony?
Yeah, I agree. Logan Paul is just he may be a good athlete and all that, but he's just obnoxious. And I'd love to see Seth Rollins go in there and just wipe the floor with him. I think we're gonna get a a bit of a WrestleMania moment during this match, because Logan Paul is very athletic, and so is Seth Rollins, though. So I think we're going to see some sort of athletic WrestleMania moment, if you will. That's my shitty Dusty Rhodes impression. But yeah,
quick shout out to Scotty in the chat. Scotty!
Green sucks!
Man, Scotty's the best, man. Scotty can interrupt my thought anytime.
Big thank you to Scotty. He sent a whole care package out to the West Coast for the Busted Open folks.
Hell yeah.
Fatheads and merch and some whiskey and all kinds of stuff. If you were following them on the social, all that cool stuff that you saw was courtesy of Scotty. So thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Scotty, take care of his people.
Even I don't have my Thunder Rosa head over here, all the Hydra heads, all the stuff in my office is from Scotty.
Scotty takes Busted Open higher.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take me higher?
I thought we agreed that was not part of the show, but okay.
Oh my god!
Well,
wow.
You know, he left me signs on my yard that made me feel like I was my own prisoner.
Yeah. All right, let's jump on to the next match. And this match is something that's been part of the Bloodline storyline. It's been layered, it's been chapters, it's been back and forth. And the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I am very, very excited for this match because the Usos are one of the absolute best tag teams in the world, maybe the best tag team in the world. And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have such a 20+ year history of friends and rivals and all this other stuff. So they know how to compete at a tag team level at a very high, as a tag team at a very high level. I see Sami and KO winning here because I think this is the beginning of the demise of the Bloodline. You know, we started to see cracks in the foundation leading up to here. So, Mike, thoughts on this match?
I think you're totally right. We're going to see the downfall, and they've discussed it on Busted Open. You know, we saw the 2-year-long rise. We're going to see the downfall of the Bloodline.
Good thought, Mike.
And I'm super glad that a tag team match has gotten the spotlight it has. It's really been a while since the tag team match had, major spotlight in WrestleMania storylines that I can remember anyway. This major, at least. So yeah, I think KO and Sami are taking it, and the Usos and the rest of the Bloodline are gonna kind of, crumble because they're gonna be losing all their titles. They're losing their status. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing how everything unfolds.
Agreed. Let's take two, Mike.
My voice never sounded so sexy before. Oh God, yes, no, I definitely echo everything that she just said. That's it's you want to see this match. It's like usually it's something wonky happens, but this is just going to be four guys wanting to beat the crap out of each other for those belts, and the belts are worth something because they've held them so long. They've unified them. They've held them for so long unified, and it's they have a great finisher. It's just they just got back together. The only thing is are they gonna? Is that there's still that thing there with Jay and Sami and Jay and Roman, and I think every people are right. The catalyst for this whole Bloodline storyline is with Jay. I mean, it started with Jay. Jimmy was nowhere to be found when this Bloodline story started, and it was Jay who was being defiant and not listening to Roman. And it's always been that. Every time there's been any kind of angst, it's been Jay's anger and his emotion and his act, knee-jerk reactions. So they could flip on a dime. Who the hell knows what the hell's going to happen?
Right.
Something you said made me remember a point that we were talking about the other night. WWE's done an incredible job of restoring legitimacy, equity to all of their titles, pretty much across the board. The main titles, Roman holds both of those titles. The Intercontinental Championship with Gunther. We've got the United States Championship being contested at WrestleMania with John Cena. That's a high-profile match. We have the women's tag team titles, and we have the Usos having this historic reign. Like, pretty much across the board, all of the titles mean something. So when there's a match that involves these championships, they're more important. You know, we've talked about it where historically when titles get flip-flopped and they trade hands every 6 weeks or whatever, you start to not care about them as much, but now you do. And there's stories involved with each one of them.
Right.
Why don't we feel that way about the EST now? That's what I want to know.
I do about her, just the story hasn't really been told the same way.
Maybe
The title means a lot.
Something tonight. The title does mean a lot. It means a lot that it's around Bianca's, Bianca's waist. It means a lot to everybody. And now Asuka. That's the whole thing. Is Asuka going to be the wacky, dancing and crazy? Is she gonna? Is she going to bring? Is Muda going to come out and inspire her? Is she inspired by Muda? That's what I want to know.
Oh man, can you imagine that if Muda walked out? Oh my God,
We were talking about. We remember when we were talking about a few months back when she was giving hints on her socials that she was going back to Kana, and we were saying how great would it be with this Forbidden Door and how open Triple H is to this kind of stuff, that it would be great if Suzuki or somebody would come in and just do a little vignette with her to get her on the right path. And I can't think of anybody. Did you see her face last night at Hall of Fame with Muda in it? And
okay,
frankly,
so Mike, two things. Not only did Muda put her over on the socials, but Ric Flair put Asuka over in his induction twice. Like that's huge. Like to have that those names, putting their stamp of approval.
As a matter of fact, Asuka, besides Ric Flair, Asuka is practically the only other person he mentioned in that.
He mentioned Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah. You know what, Tony? You know what? I'm done with this guy went out today. He bought Iron Maiden albums, Metallica albums. He bought all of these albums. What's the first friggin' thing he puts on? Uptown Girl. Give me a break. You got Downtown Lot Lizard. That's what's spit your piss water corns light out your nose.
Oh man, I love you.
I love you too, man.
Oh my God. For those of y'all watching, this is every night. Every night this is what happens.
Pretty much. And then someone tries to get us back on track. So next up on our
You're front row, you're playing Tommy Dreamer right now. Okay, anyway.
Where's MF on?
Quick point. We were talking the other day, I think it was on Zoom. We were saying that Shinsuke would be perfect to put with Asuka to be kind of her mouthpiece or advisor or whatever.
Yeah.
I said Sonny Ono. I said Sonny Ono a few weeks ago. But Muda just being inducted, Muda comes out in that mask he has and just comes out with Asuka, and she turns heel right then with Muda as her advisor. Oh my God, I can imagine that. That would be perfect. That would be perfect.
They can do everything subtitles too. They can do every vignette subtitles because I don't care. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd love
short term.
Just short program. I wouldn't mind Muda being there just to help her out. I don't think obviously her English is better than his, so I don't see him being but I love the idea of the visual. So again, moving on from the Usos and Sammy and KO, what might be the main event tonight, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. And we talked about what a great job Rhea's done in building, or what they've all done in helping build this character from, the happy blonde that we saw at the Mae Young Classic all the way through her reign in NXT as a good guy to this incredible heel character that she's been playing since becoming part of Judgment Day. But she does it all the time. They do it on social media. She does it everywhere. Even when she's interacting in a positive way with fans, she still has that edge. And it's a testament to the creativity and the talent that she has. I think Rhea wins this match. You guys know I'm a massive Charlotte fan. I've got, her title up here behind me, signed by her. But I think in this instance, Rhea leaving WrestleMania as the SmackDown Women's champion makes sense. The only caveat is Judgment Day's on Raw. So we'll figure that out, after Mania. But I think Rhea has to win this match.
I agree.
Deb?
Yeah, I completely agree. Rhea has to win. She's on a roll right now. She is so over in the fans' eyes. And as much as we all love Charlotte, head and shoulders, all that, it's Rhea's moment right now. It's her moment.
Yeah. Well, definitely, because Charlotte can lose, and she's we talk about people that are Teflon in the business, and Charlotte is definitely Teflon. I'm more worried about what's going on with the other belt. Quite honestly, I don't know who they put it on, and then if they let Bianca lose it, I don't know. I think she should retain it. But I think Asuka should come across and have a program then in SmackDown then for those belts. Whoever keeps it there tonight. But if Charlotte loses, it hurts Rhea more if she loses to Charlotte.
Yeah,
Charlotte,
I would agree.
Is on a trajectory that's just she's unstoppable. You can't stop her right now. I mean, I really consider her pretty much the whole reason why the Judgment Day is over as much as they are.
Yeah.
She really has a presence with them once they got rid of Edge. Once Edge, got turned on, it's just
right.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
There's a lot of people that say that Rhea is the leader of the Judgment Day.
Yeah, and Dominic, he's got. Nobody's getting Dominic is getting that Tommaso Ciampa heat now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
doesn't have to open his mouth. They hate him, and that's not turn the channel heat. So fuck all you posers out there. And tonight I'm calling this match is going to be a fucking banger, because just think about it. You want to pick on Dom? Oh, he's green. He's this and that. I'm going to tell you that little motherfucker's been wrestling with his dad since he's fucking 2 fucking years old, probably. Right out of the womb, he was probably swinging on his mother's umbilical cord like it was a rope. So, yeah, I'm telling you.
Looks like I got to put the parental warning on this one.
It's gonna be a banger of a match. That's all I know. You're gonna really see Ray let him shine. Dominic is gonna shine tonight. He's gonna shut up.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to RA because he makes a good point about the Charlotte Rhea match. And if Charlotte loses, she is positioned to head on into her 15th title reign for her next reign. So she's going to reach 16 and more. She's still young. Yeah. She's going to be around for a while. She's one of the best, if not the best in the world. So she, in my mind, will beat that 16-time world champion.
Exactly. You can't get those numbers up if you don't lose along the way.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. This is very true. All right, so that's night one. That's tonight. Tomorrow night, I do see there's a match that I don't have graphics for, and this is the Women's WrestleMania Showcase, the Fatal 4-Way Tag match. It's Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda and Shayna versus Chelsea and Sonya. I think this is for an opportunity at the women's tag titles, if I'm not mistaken. And to me, you guys know, I have been a fan of the concept of Ronda and Shayna teaming. I think they should stay a team. They should win this match, go on, get the tag titles, and just destroy the women's tag division for the next 6 months to a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Ronda and Shayna are just too perfect together.
Yeah, I mean, they've been friends forever. They're both accomplished martial artists in MMA world. Shayna really worked very, very hard in the indies before she came to NXT, you know, working with Josh Barnett and PWG and all these other places. She was in Japan. Like, so, yeah, that's just, to me, that's where this match has to go. Let's go to this one. And we briefly touched on this earlier. This is another one of those matches that's really hard to predict based on the three people that are in the match. And that's the Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther is defending his title against Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. And this is going to be an absolute slugfest. The matches that we saw was a Gunther and Sheamus, a Clash at the Castle. Like, that gave Sheamus a whole new lease on his career. Like, all of a sudden, people really cared about Sheamus after that match.
Yeah.
And you add Drew into the mix, it's nobody's walking out of this match unscathed.
No.
Tony, you're picking this one?
I am going to pick Drew McIntyre, believe it or not. Gunther's had a nice reign with the Intercontinental Championship. And by the way, Gunther is starting to look like Mike from Connecticut, in my opinion. But shout out to Mike from Connecticut out there. I know he's out in LA having a great time.
Yeah.
I know he was at the Busted Open party earlier. So Mike got to meet him last year in Dallas at WrestleMania. He's a cool person, man. But yeah, Gunther's starting to look like Mike from Connecticut.
Are you saying Gunther is getting into Mike from Connecticut shape? Are you serious?
Well, I'm just talking about the way
he was already up here, man. Now it's like he's in the stratosphere, man. It's like that's legendary.
Hey, Mike is he's
not to be fucked around with, man. Every picture I see, that guy's in CrossFit. He's doing something with it.
Yeah. Mike is in great shape, man. But yeah, I'm picking Drew McIntyre for this because Drew is honestly, I mean, Sheamus has had his time in the main event picture, back in, the mid 2010s, I think it was, with Triple H. But yeah, Drew is kind of lost in the sauce, in my opinion, lately. So he needs something to kind of spark him up again. So I see Drew pulling this one out.
Yeah,
I see this match. I see this match being all three guys having their WrestleMania moment, and whoever pulls out with the belt does. It really doesn't matter to me because these three guys are all. John in South Jersey says Gunther's going to retain. Drew and Sheamus going to put him way over, but don't forget, I mean, Gunther makes people look really. I mean. He's just phenomenal. He's like a wrestler's wrestler. I mean, the chops that we're gonna hear tonight, all those guys, they're so pale and translucent. These guys, they're just gonna be like a freaking piece of roast beef out there in the middle of the fucking ring. Oh my god, it's gonna be great. I think that is the sleeper of the night.
I gotta say, the biggest surprise to me is that Neil, our resident Irishman, is picking Sheamus. Not a surprise there, sir. I do think I agree with Tony. Like, I think Gunther's done a great job of elevating this title. He had so much equity and credibility to it, but Drew McIntyre did sort of get robbed of that WrestleMania moment with the pandemic, and this would be a big thing for him to win the title at Mania. So I'm a Drew guy as well.
And it would also give Gunther someplace else to look if somebody else kind of loses their seat at the head of the table tonight, Sunday night. So,
yeah, agreed. Yeah. All right. So next up on the card, this is really cool because we have Edge versus Finn Balor, and it was announced last week that it's going to be Edge versus the Demon, which in a Hell in a Cell match. To me, this is really cool because we haven't seen the Demon in a while. There's even the possibility we could see a version of a Brood Edge versus the Demon. If that all happens, man, I'm all in on that.
The Demon Circus is coming to town.
So, Deb, like, this isn't for a title. This is storyline driven, sort of almost literally a blood feud at this point. Who do you see winning this match, and what happens, after?
Whew, God, that's really tough. First, before I get into that, I saw pictures online that we have the regular Hell in a Cell back, not the red one. So I'm super happy for that, because I don't think I could have taken one more time with that red cage.
It's hard to see.
But I'm just so freaking stoked for this match, man. I am so excited to see the Demon again. I have my Demon Finn pop right there in the shadow box next to the Fiend. So that was one of the earliest pops I ever bought, actually, was the Demon Finn. I've had that one for quite a long time. As much as I would love Finn to win this, I'm thinking Edge might actually take it. I'm not sure why, but I just have a feeling. I don't know.
So I was just laughing because on the pre-show, someone had a sign up behind Maria Menounos that Dominic eats corn the long way. So I don't know. I just laugh every time I read that. I don't know why people have to have that sign, but it seems like that's the new thing.
Okay.
Tony, who do you have in this match?
Okay. I agree with Deb. I think Edge is pulling this one out. It's going to be a great match. I'm happy to see the Demon back. I'm interested to see his entrance. On the biggest stage, the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. It's going to be awesome, and I hope we get the Brood Edge to match him. It's going to be a great match. It could be in Steal the Show category, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm taking Edge. I think Edge is going to pull this one out.
Yeah, my money's on Finn, just because I think Edge would probably want to put Finn over. Not that Finn's exactly new, or necessarily needs it, but if they're bringing the Demon back, the Demon typically doesn't lose matches. So
True.
I think that's his secret weapon, and I think Finn emerges victorious. Second to last on the listing, I don't know what match order, although this would make sense if this was a semi-main based on who's involved. We have Brock versus Omos. And, Robin Lundberg on Busted Open on Friday, was talking about how this could be a surprise match. Now, I don't think this is going to be a 5-star Tokyo Dome thriller type of match.
Right.
But if Brock signed up for this match, I have a lot of faith that he's going to make it as good as possible. He doesn't co-sign on people easily. So I think he's probably going to do everything he can to make Omos look like a monster. He's already done it in the promos and the stuff that we've seen leading up to Mania. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be exactly what we're going to expect to see from a Brock Lesnar match. But I think Omos goes over in this match.
I would agree.
Deb?
Yeah, I would agree. It's probably the match I'm least excited for, just because, I feel like we kind of know what to expect. This isn't going to be a wrestling match. This is an attraction match. This is the, my God, look how big he is. It's that. It is what it is. I do think that Brock is going to put over Omos and, make him look as powerful as he can be. I just think, Omos, he's tall, he's massive, he's unusually large. But I just feel like I haven't seen anything else for me to get excited about with him. So yeah, I think Brock is Brock Lesnar, and he's gonna do the best he can to make him look good. He's not gonna make him look bad. That's it.
Yeah, and something else I didn't even mention, because of course MVP is in the corner of Omos. So, he could get involved somehow and cost Brock the loss. Something that, and I'll quote Sam again, Sam Roberts mentioned, I don't know if it was on his podcast or where, but Brock has been facing progressively bigger opponents over the last few years. And, size wise and talent wise, he's just been getting bigger and bigger, and they've been throwing people at him. Now you've got the 7'3", legit 7'3", 400-pound giant, a guy that he can't just move around and throw around like he can a Rey Mysterio or a Ricochet or someone like that. So this is going to be Brock is going to have to wrestle a different style of match in that. So I think it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be the thing that we're going to look forward to the most, but I do think it's going to be better than people are giving it credit for.
Right.
Yeah.
So that brings us to tomorrow night's main event. And this is a story, having the ability or watching WWE build a storyline for 2.5 years is insane. If you put that on paper 2.5 years ago, I think we would have all predicted that the fans would have lost interest a long time ago. But not only have they not, but it's the greatest thing. It's the most intriguing thing in all of wrestling by like a country mile. And the job that everybody involved has done with this Bloodline storyline has been phenomenal. So my question to you guys, A, who do you see winning against, we have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, which, by the way, Cody Rhodes this week had such a great line in his promo on SmackDown. He said, "You've been here 10 years and they've spent tens of millions of dollars on you, and you started to catch fire around year 8. I was like, so good. Cody is so good at this stuff.
Yeah.
I want to hear from all of you. Who do you pick, and what do they do going forward? Because it's easy to pick a winner, but what are they going to do on Monday and Friday and 2 months and 3 months from now? Because they have so much time and energy built into this historic run from Roman. Mike, let's start with you.
What'd you say? I'm sorry. No. I'm just fucking around. This storyline is just it just goes a million different places. I just don't know where to go with it. What's going to happen? I mean, can Roman retain? I think he can, but I think he can. I'm sorry, my son's interrupted me here. I think he can. I think he can retain, and but it's really got to go to Cody. He has to win. It has to be. Win, Cody, win. That's all I have to say. Is it? The story, the Roman, the head of the table storyline can still keep going, like I said, because the Jay is the story going forward now with that. It's the Usos and Roman going forward with that. Once he loses the belts, that's a whole other layer for that storyline that could go on for another friggin' year. So it's the story that keeps giving, and finally you get that closure for Dusty Rhodes. You get the polka dots, poof, the polka dots go away. He becomes the common man again. It's the American dream. The common man goes away. It's all perfect. Light up a Cody, light up an American Rebel cigar and celebrate tomorrow night.
I think John agrees.
Winning. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I definitely agree. Cody takes it. It's his moment right now. We, like you said, Mongrovian, the bloodline story is going to keep unfolding. That's not going to just stop right now just because Roman loses. We still have a lot of meat on the bone for where that story can go, seeing the downfall of the bloodline, how they handle the loss, all that stuff. Cody, on the other hand, what would happen to him if he wins? I'm not sure who his next challenger would be, but we have the story of him, his legacy. And I remember saying to you guys, a long time before we knew that Cody was going to be the one going against Roman. And, I when there was all this discussion of who's going to be the one that eventually beats Roman, I said, Cody's going to beat Roman. It's the battle of two legacies.
Mhm.
the Anawai family legacy and the Rhodes family legacy. And it's really the perfect storyline that has been decades in the making. So yeah, I think Cody takes the championship. I'm kind of hoping that the somewhat speculation is true that we get to see a new championship debuted after Cody wins. Hopefully they keep them unified and we get one title instead of two. But yeah, I'm not sure who he's gonna, who's gonna challenge Cody next. We'll see. Time will tell, but he's definitely taking it.
Yeah, so real quick, just to point on that, I want to give Neil a shout out. Neil did write us a little booklet in the chat here, but basically he's saying he wants Roman to win so that they can continue his reign and reach 1,000 days, and then maybe go on to lose the SummerSlam. I think Roman. I agree with you as far as the titles go. Roman is still the champion of two different titles. He is still holding two titles. They keep saying unified, but they haven't said that on TV. They've said that in dirt sheets. They've said that online. Fans have said that online. But Roman comes out with two titles every week. He is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and he is the Universal Champion. He calls himself the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight Universal Heavyweight Champion. But it's still two titles. I agree. Like, I think they're better having one champion, one title. I feel the same way about the women, although it minimizes some of the women's opportunities, but it shouldn't. I would love to see a new title debuted for Cody specifically, so he could show that proudly. Mike, how are you feeling about this?
I see. They can unify the title and to appease USA and Fox. They're on two different networks. We know we've had this talk, the corporate bullshit talk that really fans don't give a crap about. If they unified it, I say that the whoever has the belt should be on both shows, like it really pretty much has been. I mean, there really hasn't been a brand split. So you could keep a story going. You keep people watching SmackDown and have something go, oh, gee, now we got to see Monday what's going to happen on Raw, because now you have everyone going back and forth. And, and the only thing I want to see again is Otis eat a cucumber. That's it.
I have to go back and censor that now.
Wait, don't.
Everybody, I do this all just to pop fucking Tony.
Oh my god!
The shake of the head from and the look that the depressed look on front row's face, and like the oh my god look from Deb is that's just side. I do it.
The look of disappointment the front row is giving.
Please, I get that 10 times a night. Please.
But you earn it. You do earn it.
I don't try. I don't have to try hard. Let's just say. I'm a 5'2".
Okay. On that note, we got about an hour left of the pre-show. Why don't you all go get your snacks and your drinks, your cigars, whatever you're getting for the show. It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm super excited to watch everything that's going on. I'm sure there'll be lots of post-show activities. I'm sure Busted Open's going to have stuff coming out. And you'll check out on this. Keep an eye on our socials for our reactions over the weekend. Let us go prepare for WrestleMania. So, Mike, where can people find you on the socials?
Mongrovian Mike. Where am I? There I am. Look, there I go. See?
Oh, you got
Mongrovian Mike. That's it. You find me. Nobody wants to find me. It's fucking WrestleMania. Yeah.
If you want to find Mongrovian Mike, just listen to Busted Open. He's usually on at some point. I don't know what happened with Tony.
Oh shit.
Tony lost his connection. So I will say so if you want to find Tony on the socials, he is Tony Justice, AJFA. If you're a Metallica fan, you know what that means. And
Ooh, yeah.
ooh-ah.
We did it for him.
Yeah. Deb, how about you?
I am at That So Debonair on the Twitter machine and on Instagram. You can find me, posting all day. The shirt challenge is about to be over, so you won't get my daily t-shirt posts anymore. Sorry. But
yeah, those are always fun. Always fun. And you can find me at PW Front Row across all the socials. You can also find me on Thursday nights on Mission Pro Wrestling's Unmatched with my co-host Trenda, who is at the Busted Open party today having a blast.
Trenda!
Shout out to Trenda.
Yeah.
And you can find, please like, subscribe, and follow all of us on the socials. We are at Nation's Corner on Twitter and at The Nation's Corner on all other socials. Y'all have a fun weekend. Enjoy WrestleMania, and we will talk again next week. Later.